the music of I'm Still Standing for the New Jersey Devils fans, while Pittsburgh, their undefeated streak on the line. Only 4 minutes left to go in this game in the third, and the Devils up by 2, 3-1. And if they continue it, it'll be Game 5 in Pittsburgh tomorrow night.
Martin Straka, number 82, the Czechoslovakian rookie, has really taken Jaromir Jagr's ice time.
Jagr out of the game with a 5-minute major high sticking. McEachran backed it up. Played out of the zone. Zalapukin intercepted Samuelson. Stevens again. Scott Stevens, an inordinate amount of ice time in this game. He's been out there for almost all of it seems like. Seamack to Zalapukin. Larry Zalapukin comes to the middle. Straka on him. Tried to drop it to Lemieux. Straka forced the play. Picked up Seamack. Seamack a little hook. Still has it. Seamack running in. Lemieux's got it. Claude Lemieux. Kjell Samuelson trying to pin him up. Lemieux digs and grinds along the boards to Stevens. His shot off the glass behind the net. Rolled to the side of it. Kjell Samuelson up. 3:13 left in regulation. Into the middle for Straka. Went behind him. Chris Terreri's got to play this one. Stevens goes back to get it. Lemieux into the zone. Devils will dump now and chase it into the corner offensively. Taglianetti sends it in. Stevens back. Lemieux centering shot. Chris Terreri, another big save on Rick Tocchet. Terreri has made enormous saves in this third period. 2 on Ron Francis. That one on Tocchet. The kind of saves that win you games. Near side to Taglianetti. Peter Taglianetti, the defenseman in. Danico on him. Taglianetti. Lemieux with Barr. Lemieux, Barr holding him up centered. Hit the skate. And Guerin clears. 2:24 remaining. Pittsburgh's now got to take chances. They'll send everybody in offensively. Stevens. Lemieux in front of him, tried to get it to him. Danico blocked it. And Danico comes back to get it and clears it out.
So easy for the Devils. All they have to do is let the puck do the work. As soon as they get it, dump it out. The key for them will be dumping it out at the right angles off the boards and the glass and not dumping it all the way down for icings like Danico just did. That's the right kind of angle.
And Danico, yet another strong game for him, the defenseman of the Devils. Near side to Randy McKay. McKay just bumps it up ice, makes sure he doesn't send it all the way down, so there'll be no icing call on it. 1:44 left to go in this game. The Devils down 3-0 in this series. A chance to keep it alive and end the winning streak of the Pittsburgh Penguins, including the 14 consecutive playoff wins. Francis wide, Tippett centered. Deflected in the air and out of the zone. Ramsey gives chase. 1:23 left to go. Terreri holds it up the side of the net. Vyacheslav Fetisov up, and Ramsey couldn't hold it in. Devils making very quick changes here to keep fresh legs out on the ice about every 15 to 20 seconds. Ramsey to Lemieux. He let it go to Stevens, who didn't see it. Claude Lemieux backs it up. We are down to the final minute. 1 minute left to go. Barrasso on Stevens' shot. Barrasso trying to help break it now. Kasatonov back. Kasatonov with Stevens chasing. Devils fans on their feet, waving the handkerchiefs that were handed out as they came in today. Deflects at center. Pittsburgh without a loss in 21 games and 14 playoff games. 37 seconds away from having an L hung on them. Zalapukin got it in. Empty net. Barrasso's been pulled offside on the Devils.
Well, the Devils deserve this one, Gary. We said before Game 1 that they had to accomplish 3 things. Number 1, they had to minimize Mario Lemieux. They have definitely done that here in Game 4. The other thing is the top scorers for the Devils. Their top 5 guys had to match the scoring of the 5 players under Mario Lemieux's scoring. The Devils have done that today. And the third thing, Chris Terreri had to at least match Tom Barrasso, if not outplay him. And he has done that in this hockey game today. And it's the first time the Devils have been able to accomplish all 3 of those things. That's why they're up 3-1 here with just seconds to go.
Holding down this Pittsburgh Penguin team to 1 goal is never an easy task. Pittsburgh, you see, 8-0 in series clinching games where they could wrap up a series. That part of that streak that they have been on. But they're not going to continue it here today, barring a major miracle. with only 32.9 left to go.
You always ask yourself, well, which team is it? Did the Penguins play below their potential, or did the Devils really deserve to win this? I think it's the Devils that deserve credit on this one. They have played an inspired hockey game, a terrific effort, in spite of the fact, really, they were looking down a tunnel and seemed to have no end.
Final 30 seconds of this game. Pittsburgh is with Barrasso out, heads the extra skater. Zelepukin, Claude Lemieux, empty net, game's over.
Well, these fans are now starting to believe they may see another hockey game here at the Meadowlands this year. A back pass by Sean McEachern really to nobody. He was just trying to get it in deep, and then the Devils had the play stretched out. Claude Lemieux took enough strides to get away from Ronnie Francis, and he wanted to make no mistake, and he just slammed her home.
2 goals in the game for Claude Lemieux. The final 10-second countdown by the Devils fans, and they will live for another game. The New Jersey Devils have ended the unbeaten streak of Pittsburgh at 21 games as they come away with a 4-1 win. Chris Terreri, the victory in net. His first of the series, now 1-2, and Tom Barrasso, his 14 consecutive wins. They are over as he's 3-1 in the series.
And victories start by keeping the puck out of your net. Chris Terreri, awesome effort today. But Scott Stevens, Ken Danico, young Scott Niedermayer, these guys so strong in front of him. He had a lot of help. But let's face it, you've all got to be pulling on the same rope and pull at the same time on the same day to beat the Penguins. That's what the Devils did.
The final shots were 31-27 in favor of Pittsburgh, but the final score, the New Jersey Devils have beaten the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1, and ABC's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue, and we return to the Meadowlands. Devils 4 and Pittsburgh 1.
Taking a break, are you?
No break.
Oh, you smell good.
Well, thank you.
Wearing something?
Just my deodorant.
Oh, that Swab Super Stick I got you.
Yeah.
You like the Swab, huh?
Yeah.
Good. It costs less than your other one.
Yeah, well, I think it works really well. Don't you think so? You're supposed to be paying attention to me right now.
How many women tell their husbands they smell good while they're cleaning out the garage?
Just one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Super Stick. When Swab works this well, why spend more?
Just northwest of Kalispell, Montana, there's a place where you can punch cattle instead of a time clock and discover what horsepower is really about. It's the Hargrave Cattle and Guest Ranch, where you can ride them and rope them like they used to. But if you go, you got to pull your own weight and pull out your Visa card. Because at Hargrave, they don't take the tin horns and they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Getting into shape, that's good. Getting into athlete's foot, that's not. Especially a really tough case.
The irritating itch, the painful cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough-actin Tinactin. Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. And Tinactin is clinically proven.
No wonder it's the antifungal most recommended by pharmacists.
Got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get the medicine that acts tough. Tough-actin Tinactin.
World Gymnastics Championships will be coming up here on ABC Sports. First, though, we want to complete the story here at the Meadowlands. As the Pittsburgh Penguins, their streak is over. And the Devils come away with a 4-1 win. And maybe as impressive as the fact they won is the fact the New Jersey Devils did it in a very impressive style. I mean, they really dominated this game.
Well, Gary, we go back to the Open, and remember I talked about the two things that would be motivating the New Jersey Devils. Number one, what motivates everybody, and that is pride. Boy, they showed a lot of pride. Second thing is a fear of losing, but we wondered whether or not they had already accepted the fact that they were going to lose this series. They showed absolutely none of that from the word go, and to make matters a little more complicated for the Penguins and to help the Devils more, The Devils never trailed in this hockey game. They had the lead. You can't turn back the hands of time. I'm not sure the Devils would have played the same had they gone down early, but they did what they had to by getting up early and were able to keep that, that really buoyancy and keep their heads above water.
And the man who led them today, as he had much of this season, the first star of today's game, Al Morganti, is with him. Al?
I've got Claude Lemieux. Claude, how much difference was it, a physical style or a mental approach to this game?
Well, when you're down by 3 games, and you know that if you don't win the next game, you're done, and you're out of hockey for this year. There's a lot of things that come, across your mind, and I think we just pull all together and try to enjoy ourselves. There's a lot of pressure out there, but mostly it's a game, and you have to try to enjoy yourself, and that's what we did tonight, going into this game, and I think that's the only way to do it.
You need the proof that you can beat this team, you can carry over your play. Is it good to play one night away now? You don't have a day off, you play right away.
I think that's good. Tomorrow we'll be able to tell after the game, but I think we're a hard-working team, and we got fresh legs, and a lot of players that haven't played much this year and are ready to play. So, hopefully we'll go into the game tomorrow, prepare as we were tonight, and do that same kind of work, and especially penalty killing and power play that carried us all game long, and that's the key in the playoffs.
How about, could you go over your goal, the one that put you up by 3?
Well, I was in the corner, and I had the puck. I saw Stefan Richer in the open, and I knew he was going to shoot, and he just lay a soft shot, and it hit somebody's skate, and I just got lucky and got in the open at that perfect time. So you need those kinds of goals, and it paid off.
Thanks, Claude. Gary?
Well, he certainly played a tough game. I'll tell you, our coverage will continue on Tuesday. On ESPN, it'll be the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2-1 in that series in Detroit's favor. And then on Sunday, ABC's coverage will continue as you'll see one of the division final playoff series next Sunday right here on ABC. We've had a delightful day here today, Bill Clement, because this is what the National Hockey League playoffs are all about, this kind of game.
Absolutely, Gary. I would not want to play the Pittsburgh Penguins after they had lost a game. It's one thing to ride a winning streak, but these guys will dig in. But the other thing that will offset that, the New Jersey Devils got everything going at once. Their scorers, their special teams, their goaltending. It'll be a terrific match.
And you take a look, St. Louis and Chicago. They are in the third period of their game, and it is a 3-2 lead for the St. Louis Blues right now. That's going to do it here at the Meadowlands tonight. The New Jersey Devils coming back to win one they absolutely had to. They did. Our final score, the Devils.
Ron Francis, breakaway, but Tommy B. not to be denied right there. At the other end, Chris Terreri was just as good. He stops Ulf right here, and then he stops Le Magnifique on the rebound. And it got feisty. Watch Claude Lemieux here. He cross-checks his own goaltender in an effort to get at one of the Penguins, and Terreri goes down in a heap. Now how about John McLean and Lemieux? McLean all over Mario, who knocks McLean's stick away, as you'll see. And then McLean holds on to Mario's stick for an eternity. And so much for that holding the stick penalty. They're not calling it anymore. Lemieux keeps going down, keeps getting back up. Look at this. McLean holding on to his stick forever. Now Mario makes a nice move around McLean, the stickless one. And Nooks moves in. And again, is knocked down into net. That kind of day for Lemieux. The turning point of this game right here. A high stick in the face of Zelepukin, who was Zelepukin after this. A 5-minute major. Game misconduct. Yager left the game, thrown out. The Devils took advantage of that on the major. 2 power play goals. Richer to Tommy Abilene right here with 10 seconds left in the period. 2-0 at that point. Then early in the third, another power play goal following the bouncing puck. And there's Claude Lemieux. He gets it 3-0 Devils. 2 minutes later, Penguins got their only goal. Lemieux makes the pass here despite being draped by Barr. Kevin Stevens gets the goal 3-1. Some scary moments for the Devils. Richer here gets tangled up with Peter Taglianetti. He goes head first into the boards. Look at this. He was down, and he is questionable for Game 5. Diagnosis, a stiff neck. Pens had a couple of chances to close the gap. Terreri sparkled. Beautiful save there on Rick Tocchet. Final was 4-1. Penguins lead the series 3-1, and it was clutch and grab today.
Sometimes in the playoffs they let a lot go, but I don't know, you can't play the fishing. I think a few times Mary goes in net and they maul you. about Mario. I think that there's a rule. Sometimes they figure out they can't call too many penalties against a guy covering Mario, but what can you do? I mean, he's going to fight through it tomorrow night.
What do you expect in the next game, Mario, tomorrow? Having the home ice, being back at home, back-to-back situations.
Same type of game from the Devils. They're just going to go out there and try to wrestle everybody and try to get free. And that's the type of game they play. And we'll see if we can play a little bit better on the power play. Our power play was awful tonight.
We're a team that's got our back against the wall right now, and it's a situation where we're fighting for our lives, and as I said before, that we have to work hard and and show some emotion and not worry about if we ruffle the Pittsburgh Penguins' feathers. We can't worry about that.
I'm sure it's not a whole heck of a lot of fun for Mario. He's obviously the best player in the game, and we're just trying to keep him to as little as possible. We've had pretty good success, but I mean, you're not going to keep him off the board all the time.
Guys were pretty upset about the outcome of the game, but that's sports. You win some, you lose some.
And I bet the Penguins get back on the winning track. How about the Blues and Blackhawks? 3-2 St. Louis until Jeremy Roenick follows up the Larmer shot and scores. It's a 3-3 game. Blackhawks need this one to prolong the series. But in overtime, keep your eyes on Ed Belfour, the goaltender. He's clobbered by Brett Hall. Looks like interference. They don't call it. Craig Janney knocks it home. And look at Belfour. Is he mad or what? He says, you got to call that. You got to call it, Mr. Schick. And he doesn't. Bob Berry goes wild. Belfour becomes a hatchet man and throws a stick all over the place. 4-3. St. Louis wins. In overtime, they sweep. Toronto evens their series 3-2 with Detroit. They win that game 2-2 now in games. Calgary loses to L.A. That also a 2-2, 3-1. L.A. wins that one. And Vancouver tonight has beaten Winnipeg, so they are up 3-1. Well, it only figures the Steelers would ignore their top two needs in the draft. The one place you would think the Steelers were set was the defensive backfield. But today, with their first-round pick, the Steelers took a defensive back. And as John Steigerwald report, it only figures.
If you thought you were going to hear this guy's name in a pun, well, you figured wrong. But if you are trying to figure out why the Steelers went for a cornerback, think back to their last game. Rod Woodson went out, and not long after that, so did the Steelers.
You saw what happened when Rod got hurt in the Buffalo game. So, you look at the two top teams in our division right now, as I see it, it's Houston and Buffalo. And when you're playing Houston and Buffalo, there's a chance you're playing with substituted defense.
Rod Woodson has 1 year left on his contract, and after next year, he'll be a free agent, and there's a big possibility that they will lose him. I sort of resemble Rod Woodson because of my size and speed. I'm very versatile. I can play corner or safety, and maybe if he does leave, then I'll replace him.
The Steelers felt a need at the corner. The official report on figures is a 4.6 40. The Steelers got their own times, and some were under 4.5.
This guy is a very good open field tackler. He can play bump and run and can play the football. He also gives us a guy that's been a punt returner.
I'm very versatile. I can play, I'm a true corner, but I have the size and the speed to play safety, free safety or probably a strong safety. I also catch punts, return punts.
Okay, so he's fast enough. He can play the bump and run, and he's a great open field tackler. All very important things for a cornerback coming into the NFL. But you know what? According to this, my trusty Post-Gazette here, he's the only guy on the whole sheet who can do this.
It's not a problem. If that means he's probably scored a touchdown, then I hope he's doing a lot of backflips.
That was a big factor, and that really...
You can feel it deep inside. You're the one with a real sense of pride, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Quote, a mid-sized Dodge Dakota with an optional 230-horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get $500 cash back on new Dodge Dakotas.
Concentration on the face of Red Wing captain Steve Yzerman. Another 50-goal-plus season for Stevie Y, as they call him here in Detroit, and concentration etched on the faces of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Listen to the crowd. Play back on. Huffman leaves it for Ellett, but Burr intercepts for Detroit. A lot of good marking man-on-man by both sides in this third period.
Very well played as far as defensive hockey goes. And again, this is Toronto's strength, there's no doubt. And whenever they've cracked here in the third period, Felix Potvin has been there.
Probert dumps it in.
You don't see Detroit do this too often, but with Probert and Burr on the ice, they'll do that. They'll dump it in, and with their style of play, along with Kennedy, try to work the boards, as you see right here, and retrieve the puck. It looks like they may.
This line hasn't had too much time on the ice tonight. Sheldon Kennedy with it now. Probert just knocks over Todd Gill to try and get to it, but they can't keep it in the zone. Gill carries in by his lonesome. Wendell Clark overskates it. Here comes Detroit. Nicholas Lidstrom with it, or there's Sheldon Kennedy with a blast, and it's wide. Now Fedorov trying to keep it in. He hits a wide open Chason. Chason tries to pass off the backboard for Fedorov. Fedorov's shot is blocked, and the Leafs have a 2-on-2. Here comes Jamie McCown. Konstantinov cuts him off.
Tom, when you're in a tight game, you try a drop pass and it doesn't work. It just traps your people, and Toronto got away with one.
Keith Primo trying to get around Lefay. Can't do so. Sylvain Lefay ties him up. Lefay winning the battle against the bigger Primo there. Kent Manderville a shot. It's high for Toronto. Chason was surprised by the puck coming in on him in his own zone. Clears over the glass into the crowd, and the face-off in the Detroit Red Wings zone with 10:51 remaining in regulation time. You mentioned the drop pass, John.
Cullen actually thinks he makes a good play, which he probably does, but Wendell Clark wasn't ready for the drop pass, and when it doesn't work, it traps everybody. 4 Leafs caught. Now it's 2-on-1 the other way. Wendell Clark works like crazy to get back, and you see the shot go wide by Kennedy. I think the Leafs were fortunate that it wasn't the skill players on the ice in that situation. Great pass up ice, and watch Lefay play the body perfectly. Perfect defense. Lefay took the shortcut, cut Primo off at the pass, and even knocked the big guy down, and that hasn't happened often in this game.
More details on the bunch scoreboard. Sandstrom got the goal for the LA Kings at 2:52 of the first at the Saddledome. Jimmy Carson, Luc Robitaille assisting. Robitaille just his second point in this series. That's Mike Trushalinsky on the Toronto bench. Play back on to Detroit zone. Puck is deflected wide. The Maple Leafs pinching in now. Gallant tries to clear the zone. Cicerelli can't get to it. Anderson keeps it in. Cross ice pass. Andrechuk, it's behind the net. Optical illusion, looked like it could have gone through the net and out again, but it was a little bit wide. Back the other way. Cicerelli's drive is high out the glass. Dino Cicerelli taking some punishment from Andrechuk. And a hand pass. Of course, that's okay, as long as you don't close your hand over the puck. Leafs clear the zone. It didn't used to be okay, but it is now. Anderson skates in, got some shooting room momentarily. He's a dangerous man with the puck. He can thread the needle. Andrechuk, 5 goals in the series, including one tonight. Gilmore's centering pass is cut off. And we got some mugging at center ice. Andrechuk lost his stick and put a glove in the face of Ray Shepard. I don't think Kerry Frazier saw it. Face-off with 9:41 going in the third period. Well, a hockey doubleheader for you on Thursday night. National Hockey Night, Game 6 of this series. Detroit and Toronto from Maple Leaf Gardens to 7:30 Eastern Time. And followed by the Calgary Flames LA Kings, Game 6 of that series from the Forum in Inglewood. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific Time. Stanley Cup doubleheader on Thursday. Get the chips in the dip and don't go anywhere.
Fasten your seatbelt. Let's watch a little bit of team defense here. Eiserman will move in. Coffey's in front. Now watch Coffey tell his player, the other defenseman, move over, I'm here, as Lidstrom got control of the puck. There's a little love tap to the rear end side of things to send the message out.
If you could silence the roar of the crowd and have a mic down there on the players, you would realize a great deal of talking goes down there in the ice.
Communication very important no matter how they do it.
Goaltenders, especially with their defensemen.
Toronto going with 5 defensemen. Mironov has hardly seen any ice. 5 defensemen rotating in the Leafs zone. Detroit still going with all 6. Actually 6 of 7. Conroy not playing much.
Zezel into the zone is taken down by Paul Coffey in front of the Detroit net. No penalty call. Loose puck in front. Oh my. Fedorov just got it out of harm's way. 9:05 regulation time. Toronto putting some pressure on. Ray Shepard.
Fedorov on the ice for this whole shift against Zezel. Now Fedorov goes off. I know that Gilmore will probably be the next center on for Toronto, so he will not see Fedorov this shift. If that indeed is what the coaches want.
Jamie McCall looked to send Foligno away. Foligno is bodied off the puck. Yves Racine backhand back to the point. Elliott sends it in. A lot of board work going on here in the Detroit zone. Wendell Clark looking to center behind the net. Clark takes it himself, shoots again on the rebound. It's in the net. It's a 4-4 hockey game.
Cheveldae had no idea where the puck was. The original shot was on the ice towards the stick side. Cheveldae made the save, and he kept looking down. He kept looking down thinking the puck was there. But the puck had squirted out into the slot where it was shot again, and Cheveldae still looking down, didn't see the puck go by him. Great forechecking here by the Leafs. Look at how they're sending people deep now. You're going to see a shot go to the stick side right here by Clark. Now watch the goaltender look down. Still looking down. Still looking down. Still looking down. Meanwhile, Clark reshoots the puck, and with Foligno doing the work in front, the goal scored. There's the shot. The goaltender still does not know where the puck is. And you see the shot ricochet off the defenseman, I believe Racine, number 33. And Wendell Clark, the captain, gets his second goal of the playoff series, and we're tied at 4. Wow.
8 minutes and 19 seconds left, and we have to say now, regulation time. We're tied at 4. Remember, 10 overtime games already in the Stanley Cup first round. As Chason touches up, icing will be the call. Face-off in the Toronto zone when we return to a stunned Joe Louis Arena. The Maple Leafs have come from 3 down to tie it.
If golf is your game, just remember Fairway's almost 3,000 square feet of unique golf accessories to power your game over the top. Suit up with the area's largest selection of footwear and accessories like Etonic, Nike, Reebok, Wilson, and Antigua. Fairways has a full selection of men and women's golf attire with brand names like LaMode and Jean Bell. Sharpen your game with the indoor hitting range with qualified instruction available. Fairways also has in-store club repairs to get you back on the green. Guaranteed unbeatable prices and friendly, reliable service are standard practice at Fairways. Everything you need to play golf is under one roof at the Fairways Golf Shop.
Since 1977, Windows Plus has provided area homeowners with quality home remodeling, expert installations, and dependable service. With more than 5,000 home improvement jobs and hundreds of satisfied customers, you can be assured Windows Plus will continue to serve you and your home's remodeling needs into the 21st century. We are pleased to announce for a limited time our Polytex vinyl replacement window for only $189 installed. Visit our newly remodeled window and door showroom.
Another reverse angle look here at the tying goal. Wendell Clark will get the puck back. Look at the congestion in front. Where does the puck go? Shot off of one player, off the other player, both defensemen. Credit the 2 Bleep players for jamming the net to take attention away from the puck. And the goaltender, Cheveldae, never had a chance the way that the puck was ricocheting around like a pinball. But great effort by the 2 Leafs without the puck, driving to the net to make it happen.
And the net was lifted off, but the key is it came down on the magnets. It never left the magnets, so play went on. And the puck hit the rear end of one Detroit player, appeared to hit the cheek of Yves Racine. And Tim Cheveldae was as surprised, frankly, as I was, that the puck ended up in the net. Here come the Leafs again. Andrechuk in front, trying to center instead of shooting, and it went wide. Wow, the Leafs putting a lot of pressure on, and here comes the Detroit Red Wings. Fedorov sending a shot in on goal, and the net is knocked off the mooring this time. Keith Primo was in the area.
Detroit having trouble. They've had 7 shots here through nearly 13 minutes of play in the third period. Potvin made the good save early, remember, off of Isabart. And from that point, Toronto has really gained the confidence level up. And Detroit, the better team of the 2, frankly, have played as a tight team, very uptight team here in the third period under pressure.
Let's take a look at our Visa storyline on National Hockey Night. Dave Ellett, a couple of goals for the Maple Leafs to help bring him back. Sergei Fedorov's had a good night with 3 points. The power play for Detroit, 6 for 24 in the series, clicking at 25%. That's not bad. Toronto's power play has been terrible, but hey, they did get a key power play goal in this game. And sometimes it only takes one to make a difference. We're tied at 4.
Right, goaltending means so much. Potvin been here in the third period. It's just like Curtis Joseph for St. Louis, under the tutelage of assistant coach Wayne Thomas, who has been a magnificent goaltending instructor all through his coaching career. Goaltending the difference.
Bill Berg with it in the Toronto zone. 7 minutes and counting. Regulation time. Leafs and Red Wings from Detroit. Tied at 4. On the line, the lead in this North Division semifinal. The series tied at 2 games apiece. Detroit desperately wants to win this one, so they have a little bit of a cushion going into Toronto on Thursday night.
Great neutral zone play. Detroit not having that fine flow that we saw earlier.
Osborne with a blast and a save.
The Bluebirds are alive. They're back on the goaltender again. I wonder how many broken ankles in this building jumping up and down off the bandwagon.
Wow. Centering pass in the slot, and Gallant gets to it before Foligno can. Gerard Gallant got the first goal of the night for the Red Wings. Centering pass, the shot, Potvin, the save, he hit a post.
That was cocky. What a play he made to get rid of Foligno right at center ice. He hooked Foligno from behind, and he slingshotted right by him to get open, got the pass, and hit the post.
The goaltender's best friend. Here come the Wings again. Yzerman pulls up in front. Loose puck, and Toronto is on top of it. Wendell Clark. Under 6 minutes to go, and the pace is picking up. Wendell Clark tries to get around. Yves Racine can't do it.
You wonder if the pace gets real quick. Will Detroit regain the advantage?
And maybe
playing a quicker team.
Maybe playing into the Red Wings' hand. Toronto keeps up, trying to go end-to-end with Detroit. We'll see. Racine gives the puck away to Clark, and Clark almost gave the Leafs the lead. Just couldn't control it. Tried a little spin-around move. And wow, almost a costly giveaway in their own zone. Here's Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov to spin around the backhand, and Potvin got a piece of it. Fedorov knocks down the pass at center ice. Sergei Fedorov all over the ice. Almost to the breaking Shepherd. 5 minutes and counting, regulation time. Here comes Todd Gill to Kent Vanderbilt. Konstantinov bodies him off the puck. Crowd is into it. Probert looks to hit somebody. Big Bob Probert, number 24, looks to center. Andrechuk using his long reach for Toronto to break it up. And Andrechuk out to Chason. Sean Burr centering. And the Leafs clear the zone. Ellett all the way down the ice. Icing is waved on. Must have hit a Detroit stick on the way down. Here's Sean Burr. Sheldon Kennedy. And sliding across to knock it away was Todd Gill. Bill Berg one-on-one now with Coffey. Well wide. 3:50 and counting, regulation time. Tied at 4. This crowd at Joe Louis Arena, standing room. Those aren't standing, are on the edge of their seats. Gallant's got to clear the zone over the offside. It'll be waved off now as Toronto has possession.
Gilmore for Toronto on the ice. Every second shift here as Toronto in this situation thinks win.
Glenn Anderson. Glenn Anderson looks, tries to center. And a defenseman was in the way. I believe that was Yves Racine. And Andrechuk and Racine are putting gloves in each other's face behind the play. Cicerelli with it is bodied off. Yzerman goes for it along the boards. Yzerman trying to center for Gallant. Andrechuk takes it away. Chason keeps it in. Every possession in the other guy's zone so important now. Dave Andrechuk checked by Chason. Nice job by Chason. Crowd holding their breath. Think there might have been a penalty call there. None coming. The shot. Save. Fedorov on the rebound. Can't get a stick on it. Boy, Coffey had a bullet from the point at Potvin with a big save. Here come the Leafs. Gilmore. Coffey takes it away. 2:27 regulation time. Broken stick on the ice in front of the Toronto goal. Here come the Leafs. 2-on-2. Dougie Gilmore to Foligno. He shoots. He's wide. Mike Foligno had a little bit of net to shoot at.
Detroit with a terrible change. A very slow change nearly cost them a goal.
Wendell Clark trying to control, can't do so. 2 minutes and counting in regulation time. Tom Mees and John Davidson from Detroit. We're tied at 4. 2 games apiece in the series. Here's Peter Zezel, and it's a high stick?
Two-line pass, I believe. Offside pass. Pass from just inside the Toronto blue line as Toronto tried to counter again with another one of those 2-on-1s. Oh, my. Detroit, for some reason, look at the bench. Somebody just jumped out of the player's box. A real slow change. Foligno here was played perfectly by Cheveldae as he stood up, took the angle away, forcing Foligno with a shot wide. And you see the back checking by Steve Yzerman, the tempo picking up here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And the Leafs not folding defensively. Taking away that long up the ice middle pass that Detroit was famous for through 2 periods. And we have an octopus on the ice.
Another one.
Slight delay. This is Coffey's shot up high over Foligno. Look at this rocket. Top corner. And Potvin was right there. Coffey had to go high. Made the save. With the octopus on the ice, now one of the linesmen goes over with a towel. That big chicken. It picks it up.
Listen to this crowd. And look at that score from Calgary. And Winnipeg, Vancouver a bit later on. 20,000 standing as one. We just showed you the scoreboard of the Smythe Division semifinals. We take a look at the standings. Vancouver with a win tonight will eliminate Winnipeg, and Gord Donnelly has scored for the LA Kings to give them a 2-0 lead. Kings win that game. They'll go home with a chance to clinch at the Forum on Thursday, and that would be regarded by most people as an upset. All right, play back on here. Tied at 4. Minute 35 to go. Overtime looms. Mike Donnelly, I corrected. Mike Donnelly scored for the LA Kings. Zezel behind the Detroit net. Being tied up, still centered in front. Oh, my goodness, Bill Berg had an open net and missed it. Cheveldae was out of position. Wow, Toronto loses this game. They'll remember that.
And well, Toronto controlling the boards now. They didn't do that for over 2 periods. But they're controlling the boards at both ends of the ice here and making things happen because of it.
You see the clock superimposed on your screen. Under a minute to go. Manderville has Foligno breaking. Mike Foligno. Somebody's glove is loose. Puck over the net. Krushelnyski back there for Toronto. Centers it in front. Rouse will have a drive. And it's blocked in front by Keith Primo. And he's hurting. Rouse, another shot. 30 seconds left. Shepard with it for Detroit. Maybe one last rush for the Red Wings. Krushelnyski takes it back for Toronto. Mike Krushelnyski. Ian Foligno fighting for the Maple Leafs along the boards, but Detroit comes up with it. 13 seconds left. We're headed for overtime, apparently, unless there's a turnover in the Red Wing zone. Andreychuk is trying. Less than 5 seconds. Gill winds up. The shot. No goal. The green light was on. It does not count.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The linesman and the referee in perfect position. It was waved off. The green light did come on. I'm sure Toronto will want to have this thing figured out. Andreychuk and Cicerelli do it. Cicerelli trying to get everybody. These Leafs have played one great third period. Look at the time. We'll see the shot from the point. You talked about a turnover, Tom. You're going to see one. Andreychuk helps move the puck back as you see him battle along the boards. Anderson's in there. Here's the pass back. Watch the time. It's expired before the shot. The whistle had sounded. The green light's on, as you see. And everybody in good position, including the referee and linesman. And we go to overtime. Detroit on their heels.
All right, now let's listen to the last seconds. Yeah, even before the shot was taken, the buzzer went off.
2 whistles. One linesman on that particular play is on the goal line looking at the clock. And as soon as he sees it hits 0, he blows a whistle so the referee can hear and know exactly when the period has expired. What a comeback by the Leafs. We're looking to overtime.
The 11th overtime of the first round coming up in a moment.
Can you spot the award-winning child seat in this picture? Give up? The Intrepid's child seat is built in. It's kind of like Intrepid's traction control system, anti-lock brakes, or its standard airbags for the driver and front passenger. You can't see them, but they're there when you need them. Intrepid. This changes everything.
We're gonna have to bail.
What about the Bud Light?
No time. There's only one left.
You take it. I'll never forget you.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not so fast.
No surprise, we already have a record for overtime games in the first round of the playoffs in the Stanley Cup, and we have another overtime game. And Detroit should blame themselves for this one, a 4-1 lead that simply disintegrated. 4-4, we're headed to overtime. Meanwhile, there's one other game that is underway already, this one between the Kings and the Calgary Flames. The Kings looking to take a 3-2 lead, and they jump in front early. Carson to Tomas Sandstrom, nice move there. 1-0 LA has the lead. They are not done. Corey Millen to Mike Donnelly. 2-0 as he flips this one into the upper half of the net. They've added yet another one, and right now Pat Conacher has that goal. 3-0 Los Angeles with the lead as they look to take a 3-2 lead. They would take that back to Los Angeles. And this series, Al, when you look at it, really is an example of how goaltending is a premium in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, you look at Los Angeles, Robbie Stauber in goal. He didn't even dress as the backup for the first couple of games. Now, there's some sentiment, some feeling out there that Barry Melrose, the coach, just wanted to get him mad, because when he was mad when he wasn't playing during the regular season, he came back and just played terrific. Well, he's come back and played terrific. Now, if he can hold down the Calgary offense for a while, you know that Sandstrom and Gretzky are eventually going to get rolling. Looks like Sandstrom got one tonight. Wayne comes around. Maybe LA gets through this. Still not over. And by the way, in Calgary, Vernon's been replaced in goal by Jeff Reese. So both teams with goaltenders that didn't start this series.
Yeah, you got to have a couple of goaltenders to make it through the playoffs without question about that. Let's get back to our game now. Detroit had a 4-1 lead in this one. Not a good example of holding the lead, but still, offensively, again, you look at Fedorov having a terrific game.
Yeah, and he's one of the few Red Wings that is playing to the Red Wings' strength. That's skating, that's puck handling. You see him here, it's like a highlight film. This is all one game, folks. Fedorov with good speed, a little crisscross here, and he goes to the net with the backhand. He doesn't score, but he's been in a lot of chances. Great speed around the outside. Again, Sergei Fedorov. Here he's going to take a hit, stay with the puck, look along the boards of the blue line. He keeps the puck in. Good presence of mind. He sees Cicerelli. Cicerelli goes in and tucks it. Good strength and balance on the faceoff. Scrambles the draw, stays with it, stays with it. It's going to come loose right here. Who's there but Ray Shepard? He freezes the goalie Potvin. And if the Red Wings would play a skating game a la Fedorov, they would probably have run away with this game, but they just are not skating enough, and they're going back and playing a game that really is a game that Toronto would like them to play, a tight checking, grinding game. It seems to me the Red Wings think they have to prove something physically. They don't. All they have to do is win the hockey game. They had it. They let it slip away, and now it looks like the Leafs have the momentum, and the type of game that's being played, I think, fits right in with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I think they're trying to win more than one game here. Detroit is trying to prove that they're tough enough to go through this whole playoff. Well, they didn't have to be tough enough tonight with Toronto, and they could have skated with them, like you said. I'd also like to know, have you noticed Yzerman that much in this game?
Absolutely not.
This is the overtime. This is where we're looking. Well, let's see if we see Stevie Yzerman.
Yeah, when you recognize Isa Bart more than you do Yzerman, then you know it's not been a good game for Steve Yzerman. We'll continue with more in just a moment here. Detroit and Toronto locked in a tie. 4-4, game number 5 of the Norris Division semifinal continues in a moment.
45, even 45 says, even 47, paying $4,700 phone one time, young 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I'll take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 big. Give me 20 now, 30. Give me 30 now, 40 big. Give me 40 now, 50. Give me 50 now, 60 big. Give me 60 now, 70. Give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
There's a tropical island that's not on any map, though it's easy to find. It's warmed by the sun and caressed by the winds, with its own hidden treasures, local delicacies, and exotic festivals. But this island moves. It's a Carnival cruise ship. So if you go, get there on time and get out your Visa card, because the world's most popular cruise line doesn't stay in one place for long, and it doesn't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
For those who like to spend lots of time and effort cleaning, shining, and protecting your tires, this is going to be difficult to watch. Because with no-touch tire care, you don't need to rub or wipe your tires to make them look great. It's true. You just spray it on and leave it alone. No touching. Now, we know it's hard, but you've got to fight it. Come on, you can do it. That's good. No-touch tire care. The best touch is no touch.
They don't ask that you have the size. They don't ask that you have the strength. They don't ask that you have the experience. All they ask is that you have the heart.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Baseball on ESPN. It's the New York Yankees and the California Angels. I'm Steve Physiak along with Dave Campbell. Major League Baseball has wanted to speed up games. Maybe we've got the solution with the pitchers we've got on tap tonight.
Yeah, great pitching matchup. Jimmy Key is 9-0 since last September, ERA under 2. He just gets it and throws it. Has a great reputation for retiring the first batter. And Chuck Finley, after a disastrous first half in 1992, really has pitched well. His last outing, a 10-strikeout shutout against the Cleveland Indians. So on paper, at least, we should have a great pitching matchup. Of course, baseball isn't played on paper, as we well know.
Well, we've got Finley against Key. We've got the Yankees and the Angels. It's coming up very shortly on ESPN.
Baseball not played on paper, not played on ice either. That would be hockey, and this would be the 11th overtime game of this, already the first round of the playoffs. Gentlemen, I'll start with you, Jim, because I know you played in plenty of these overtimes. What's the solution in overtime if you're the coach?
Well, overtime is a pressure situation. Under pressure, you do what you do best. For the Leafs, that means very tight checking, clog up the neutral zone, play the counter game that they're so good at. For the Red Wings, it means skate and attack. Try to get a good offensive flow going and lots of shots at the Toronto goaltender.
Well, if I'm the coach, and that's a scary thought, isn't it, Jim? I'm telling my guys in either locker room, shoot the puck, because neither Shovelday nor Felix Potvin have looked very sturdy through that third period. So I think the early shots win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you can put on goal in the extra period, the better chance you're going to have of winning this thing without question. Right now, the fourth period is straight ahead. We hope 4 is all, because baseball's up next. But Wendell Clark's goal, the one that sent us into the extra stanza. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
New peanut just rode into town with a spicy taste that's getting everybody all fired up.
Got some more? Maybe you ought to practice with mild.
Try new Planters Heat in mild and hot.
Well, you smell good for somebody who's been cleaning out the garage.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You wearing something?
Just my Suave Super Stick deodorant.
You like Suave better than the expensive ones, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Top Rank Boxing. USBA lightweight champion Carl Griffith faces Narciso Valenzuela, and former world champion Lupe Aquino battles Joey DeGrandis. Top Rank Boxing, Saturday night at midnight Eastern on the ESPN.
For the 11th time in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs here in the spring of '93, we are going overtime. Game 5 of the Norris Division semifinals. Maple Leafs and Red Wings tied at 2 games each, tied at 4-all. And for the better part of 2.5 periods, Detroit had their way in the Toronto zone. But for the better part of the third period, Toronto reversed the trend, John.
Certainly did. They started to control a lot of different things, Tom, including the intensity of the game, the board work, the one-on-one battles, which Detroit absolutely controlled for nearly 2 periods. You'll see here the puck go deep. Watch who comes off the boards in the Detroit zone with the puck. Zezel working. You've got Osborne getting around the net. Look at the work. Look at the Leafs winning the one-on-one battle. The puck flipped out front. Berg nearly scores. This was very late in the third period. Again, another look at the play. And watch how close Berg comes. All it is one-on-one work. Zezel got the job on Racine done. And there's Berg. I don't know how he missed it, but he did. As Cheveldae gave the puck up. Another play off the boards. You'll see a big shot by Rouse. And Primo, he goes down and very nearly paid for it as he took the puck off the left arm up high. The Leafs continue to show why they've had the season they had with their great, great campaign under Burns, the head coach.
And Keith Primo, we understand, was injured as he blocked that shot. He's in the locker room. We're efforting to get a report on his condition. He's been one of the better players tonight for Detroit. We'll see if he comes out for the overtime. So we'll return to Joe Louis Arena with overtime in a moment.
Both Visa and American Express Gold cards can get you to La Roche-Guyon, one of the prettiest towns in France. But should something go wrong here, only Visa Gold can get you out.
You had to come to France, right?
Don't start, Marty.
Because La Roche-Guion's only towing service
No, we're not getting a tow truck. I can get this out.
doesn't take American Express.
Oui?
Visa Gold, delivering what really matters.
Jamal's from.
Honey, that means I eat France.
Oh.
It's everywhere you want to be.
Ah, taking a break, are you?
No break.
Oh, you smell good.
Well, thank you.
You wearing something?
Just my deodorant.
Oh, that Suave Super Stick I got you.
Yeah.
You like the Suave, huh?
Yeah.
Good. It costs less than your other one.
Yeah, well, I think it works really well. Don't you think so? You're supposed to be paying attention to me right now.
How many women tell their husbands they smell good while they're cleaning out the garage?
Just one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Super Stick. When Suave works this well, why spend more?
We'll get out to the overtime in just a moment. First, we should remind you that on Wednesday, we are back once again. This time, we're in the Patrick Division, where the Capitals look to even up their series against the New York Islanders, 7:30 Eastern Time. Then on Thursday, a Stanley Cup doubleheader, the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs. You'll see game number 6 in that series. Who will have the lead? We'll find out after overtime, which is still yet to come. That's at 7:30. Then at 10:30 Eastern Time, we continue the Calgary Flames and the Los Angeles Kings. That in game 6 from the Great Western Forum. And the Kings, if they hold up the way they've gone in the first period, will have a 3-2 lead in the series, because right now, a 3-0 lead after the first period. Los Angeles pouring it on in Calgary. Right now, let's take you back to Tom Mees.
All right, John Saunders, Tom Mees, along with John Davidson. The venue, Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. The Maple Leafs and Red Wings tied at 4. And let's take a look, John Davidson, at one of the weirdest game-tying goals you'll ever see.
But it is hard work. Yes, Toronto gets the break to tie it up. Wendell Clark gets one shot, then gets the second shot. However, as he gets the second shot, watch the 2 Leaf players, Krushelnyski and Foligno, go to the front of the net. That makes the defenseman get off balance, turn around, don't see the second shot, and it will ricochet off of Mark Howe and then Racine into the net. Both had their backs turned. Man, right off the visor or helmet, in behind Racine and in the goal. But credit, if the Leafs didn't have 2 players battling in front, taking their attention away, the puck never would have gone in. Hard work pays off for the Leafs.
And a quick look at the scoring summary. Gerard Gallant at 5:59 of the first, 1-0 Detroit. Dave Andrechuk answered back. Even strength goal at 8:26 of the first. Sergei Fedorov at 18 minutes even made it 2-1 Detroit. In the second period, Ray Shepard scored on the power play at 2:32. Then it was Dino Cicerelli at 6:21. It was 4-1 Detroit, and the Red Wings were flying. But Dave Ellett scored at 9:12. After a big hit behind the net, that made it 4-2. Ellett scored again at 16:57 on the power play. And Wendell Clark, that goal you just saw, 11:38 of the third period from Krushelnyski and Foligno. And we have come to this, overtime for the 11th time of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. That is a record. And we'll see who wears the golden slipper tonight, the Red Wings or the Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's been tight hockey in the first round, as you see. Yzerman's had one shot on goal through 3 periods. He's averaged 4.2 per game going into this game, so he's been shut right down. And again, I think Detroit with the skill players would be advised to try and play quick, smart, quick passing hockey, and that's not what Toronto works. But Toronto's been the better working team as you look at the overtime all-time series between his two clubs.
One of those games, the 7th game of the 64 finals at the Olympia in Detroit, when Toronto's Bobby Baughan, playing with a broken leg, scored at 1:43 of the overtime. So all the stats between these two teams over the years are very close to the original 6 going at it tonight. Of course, for the uninitiated, first goal wins. That's it. Sudden death overtime.
Primo's all right. He starts the overtime for Detroit and deserves to, the way he's played in this game.
Red Wings going from right to left on your screen. Chevrolet behind the net. Now the boards are still lining up. There's an automobile company, and they finally turned them off. That could have been distracting to the goaltender or to a shooter. In front, Andrechuk, the shot, the rebound off the side of the net. Chevrolet was out of the net. Wow. Here come the Red Wings. Fedorov feeding Yzerman. Yzerman trying to hit Primo in the slot, but Toronto covers up, and here come the Leafs. Looks like both coaches said, go for it, boys. Andrechuk the blast, and Chevrolet watches it go high and out of the play, and a face-off.
Credit Chevrolet with a big save. Andrechuk with 2 scoring chances to start overtime was robbed. Chevrolet moved right on out. Watch him pick the puck off the boards. Look at Chevrolet come across in traffic. Big save. Now Andrechuk has to dive for the shot. Shot it wide with Fedorov the only person in front. Andrechuk with a reach. Chevrolet, the aggressive goaltending. He has to show that, and he pays for it, but he made the save. Oh, and Andrechuk, he heeled the puck just wide off the blade of his stick. First shift, the scoring chance went to Toronto. They start quickly.
Sergei Fedorov has played himself one kind of hockey game tonight. For those of you tuning in from Major League Baseball, it'll be coming up right after a sudden death overtime of the Stanley Cup playoff game from Detroit. The Yankees and the Angels coming your way from the Big A in Anaheim right after we're wrapped up here this evening. From Joe Louis Arena, Stanley Cup playoffs, Detroit and Toronto tied at 2 if you're just tuning in. Series tied at 2. 2 games apiece. The score is tied at 4. Game 6 Thursday night in Toronto on ESPN. Peter Zezel with a blast. It's blocked off by Paul Coffey. We'll have another face-off.
With this shift, you saw Yzerman on the ice. Toronto's in a defensive posture here. Zezel opposite Yzerman. Jamie McCowan is on the ice. Maybe the best defenseman in the series for Toronto. He's out there because Yzerman and Coffey are on the ice. Now Toronto makes a change and they get the grinders out. But you can see exactly how these coaches are thinking. Ed Gilmore opposite Fedorov, and another octopus on the ice.
There must have been.
The linesman's going to have to skate across, get the towel, because he won't go over and pick it up barehanded.
It's to the right in the Toronto zone, right above the face-off circle.
Check it. Skates over, gets the towel nicely spread.
Well, you want to pick that up with your bare hands? I don't.
Oh, well.
Must have been a sale at the fish stores today.
That's about $3 a pound, that stuff.
All right, a minute 15 seconds gone here in the first sudden death overtime. Tom Mees and John Davidson with you in Detroit. Glad you can be with us tonight on National Hockey Night. Overtime, what else?
Saw Detroit make a change, not Toronto, to make sure that it's kind of grinder on grinder.
Todd Gill, a long shot from center ice. Chevrolet, the routine save.
Toronto changed on the fly so they can save Zezel to go opposite Yzerman.
Peter Zezel has really been a force the last period and a half. Wendell Clark, he's onside. Clark ever dangerous. Gets off a weak shot that's wide. Sean Burr back for the Red Wings. Krushelnyski unchecked behind the Detroit net. In front. Wendell Clark was jabbing at it. Here comes Detroit. Probert, a lazy pass off a Toronto skate. Very lazily done by Bob Probert. And let's see if it costs Detroit. This is Foligno. He scored! The veteran Mike Foligno has given the Toronto Maple Leafs the lead.
The former Detroit Red Wing gets the overtime winner. Toronto with a brilliant comeback here in Joe Louis Arena. And the Red Wings had the puck up near the blue line. A diagonal pass by Bob Probert did not click. And you called it, Tom. Immediately, the Leafs, who outworked Detroit in the second half of this game, controlled the puck. And a shot found its way through the legs of Cheveldae. Toronto has a chance now to wrap this thing up in 6 games on home ice.
Mike Foligno, number 71. Number 1 now, the province of Ontario.
Mike Foligno's left foot is bruised. It is black and blue. It is swollen. I don't even know how he got it in a skate, but he's able to play. He forced the bad pass. You see it there. Now Wendell Clark, who played a brilliant second half, moves deep. 2 defenders chase him all over the place. There's the pass. Now watch the traffic in front. Cheveldae down, looking, hoping, but the puck sneaks right on through. Toronto wins. A brilliant comeback to what's been a brilliant story for this hockey club all season long. Let's watch the goaltender. What's his view? People in front. Look at Cheveldae down, hoping it will hit him. Doesn't see it. Krushelnyski in front, who was put in the lineup because of his size and his ability to play on the road. He was in front, screening the goaltender. It's all over. Another look at the play. Detroit not picking anybody up all over the place. Foligno knows he's rushed a little bit. Quick snapshot. Foligno with a great play to force the turnover, get into shooting position, and that's how he celebrates when he scores.
Yeah, Mike Foligno, the trademark leap into the air. He's done that for years and years. He's done it in this stadium many times.
Are they silenced here? Stunned. People standing around, they're stunned.
Well, the Maple Leafs now lead the series 3-2. They go home to Maple Leaf Gardens Thursday night with a chance to wrap it up. But the Detroit Red Wings will show up. We can assure you of that. You'll see that game on ESPN Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. The Leafs going into their joyous locker room. For John Davidson, I'm Tom Mees. Thanks for joining us tonight on National Hockey Night. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. Let's rejoin our colleague in the studio, John Saunders.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. We're going to call you Overtime Mees after this. Every game you do seems to go to OT. 5-4 is the final in this one. Gentlemen, when you watch this, without question, clearly the Maple Leafs in the third period, in the overtime, outworked Detroit. It was obvious.
Well, it became a grinding game, a game played along the boards and in the corners, and that is a Toronto Maple Leaf strength. Very fitting that Mike Foligno, who is a grinder and an extremely hard worker, would get the game winner. He fought back off of what many people thought was a career-ending leg injury. He's an inspiration to this Maple Leaf team. He's very well liked by his teammates, and I think it's real fitting that Mike was able to get the game-winning goal.
I wonder about Detroit's mettle to be able to come back in the next game. This is a terrible loss to suffer, having been ahead like that. I wonder about Tim Cheveldae coming back. That was a bad goal. Paul Coffey let a guy loose. Bad pass by Probert. A lot of bad signs for the Red Wings. Emotionally, it has to be an almost devastating loss we see. And then they go to Toronto, where Felix Potvin has been a much better goaltender.
Yeah, obviously has not played well in Detroit, as you're saying, games 1 and 2. He looked shaky early tonight, came back a little stronger, but headed back to Toronto. That's the worst sign for Detroit, something they didn't want to do. We should remind you that we have more hockey.
Luc Robitaille, one of the big guns for L.A., held in check in the series. Doesn't get all of it, but blasts it past Reese. 4-0 Kings. Then the Flames storm back. Third period. Chris Dahlquist beats Kelly Stauber. It's 5-3 L.A. Flames getting desperate. They bring in Mike Vernon. Didn't work. Gretzky, the pass in front. The fluke deflection off the face of Dahlquist into the net. That made it 7-3. The Kings win it 9-4, even though the Flames had 46 shots on goal. Stauber made 42 saves. The Kings, after trailing 2-1, go up 3-2 in the series. They can clinch it.
Bettman was at the game, will make a ruling on Thursday. The Canadians try to push